with 130 miles per hour winds, trucking off to the west at about 20 to 22 miles, 23 miles per hour. Also, we're going to take a look at major hurricane through 2 a.m. Wednesday, then then become a tropical, then become a regular category one or two. So if you're tracking this system at home, it's located in latitude 11.1 north, longitude 56.5 west. Maximum sustained winds are near 130 miles an hour. Movement is to the west northwest at 18 miles per hour. I thought it was going 21, but it has slowed a little bit as it tracks to the west northwest. All right, let's take a look at the forecast computer model guidance. Yucatan Peninsula, and they could make landfall anywhere from Texas to western Mexico. Some of the models wants to turn it and maybe head towards Louisiana or Mississippi area. Right now I'm going with this confidence here that it will move into maybe southeast Texas or western Mexico, but we'll continue to monitor that as we get closer to the event. Alright, let's take a look at the intensity guidance of this system. You can see we got about 110 knots. They go up to 130 miles per hour, which is almost a category 4 hurricane. Pretty much remains a powerful hurricane. Then it finally drops off towards a tropical storm later on down the road. Expected some wind shear. If the wind shear did not occur, this storm may remain a powerful hurricane as it enters the Gulf of Mexico. Alrighty, so there is your hurricane Beryl advisory. Let's take a look at newly formed tropical depression number 3. As you can see this afternoon, there is the Yucatan Peninsula here. Here it is in the Gulf of Mexico, starting to make its land and make its way into Mexico. It still has a shot at becoming a tropical storm. I'm still expecting it to become Tropical Storm Chris as it plows into Mexico. Let's take a look at some information on this system here. We're going to take a look at some information on it. Alright, let's see if we can get to the forecast cone for this system here. Okay, there's the center of the storm. Like I said, right now it's just a tropical depression. but it's expected to become a tropical storm prior to landfall and then become a weak depression and kind of dissipate over southern and central Mexico. Alright, if you're tracking this system at home, it's located near latitude 19.8 north, longitude 95.6 west. Maximum sustained winds are near 35 miles an hour with higher gusts, moving to the west at 12 miles per hour. Classified as tropical depression with winds of less than 39 miles per hour. Alright, let's take a look at some of the computer model guidance. Into Mexico and just continues to travel across Mexico and should dissipate this to a remnant low, but it still has a shot at becoming Tropical Storm Chris sometime later on down the road. Alright, or just remains a tropical depression. So, alright, right now it has winds of 30 knots, equal to 35 miles per hour. A couple model takes into a tropical storm, but most of them do keep it down in the tropical depression status, but it still has a shot at becoming a tropical storm before moving inland over Mexico. Alright, so this is your tropical update for tropical depression number 3. Alright, now back to the lower 48. Okay, as you can see here, we got some severe thunderstorm watch up here around the DC area, down in the portion of also Maryland, down into eastern Virginia, also northeastern North Carolina. We have some flood watches across South Carolina, down into Georgia, also across North Florida, and southern Georgia as well. Heat advisories remains in effect for much of Georgia, much of Alabama, and the Mississippi, portion of Tennessee, portion of Arkansas, Louisiana, Texas, Oklahoma, and also into Kansas, and also southern Nebraska. We have excessive heat warning there as well for portions of Mississippi, Louisiana, also into portions of Oklahoma and southern Arkansas. So we got more excessive heat warnings over in California with a few heat advisory. Also in this burgundy color here, expect some excessive heat watches there across portions of Northern California and Oregon. Have another severe thunderstorm watch over here in portion of Montana with a few severe thunderstorm warnings there as well. Red flag warnings for you guys in Utah and also Nevada. More flood watches in effect for Utah, Colorado, and New Mexico. Southern areas of Arizona. Also, we have a blowing dust advisory and also some air quality alerts over portions of Arizona. Also has some areas of flood watches in northern Minnesota. And don't forget about the river flood warnings. Still continue for Minnesota, North Dakota, Iowa, also in the portion of Wisconsin, Illinois, Missouri, stretching down in the eastern Texas and Louisiana area. Flood warnings also in effect for portions of Kansas area as well. Small craft advisory from up here from Maine all the way down to the Outer Banks of North Carolina. A little bit across southeast Texas. And again over here from portions of California up to Oregon State with a few gale warnings there as well and storm warnings. Hawaiian Chain Island looks good. Got some special weather statements over here for portions. Let's see. Make sure that is... No, that's a dense smoke advisory. Excuse me. Over portions of Alaska. And also we have some small craft advisories there as well. A few flood warnings and flood advisories here for portions of South Carolina. Let's move on. Alright, here's today's outlook. Still got that slight risk from Maine all the way down to Virginia. Marginal risk stretching down in South Carolina, stretching back to Tennessee and Kentucky. More marginal risk from portions of New Mexico, Arizona, all the way up into Montana. Slight risk there as well. Alright, day 2, Monday outlook. Got some across southern South Carolina, back into North Florida, southern Georgia. And another marginal slight risk over here in portions of Dakota, stretching down in Nebraska, stretching back into portions of Utah as well. We have another marginal slight risk stretching across the middle portion of the country. from portion of Wisconsin, Minnesota, all the way back into portion of Oklahoma, and also the panhandle of Texas as well. Alright, let's take a look at now at Invest 96L, which will be tropical depression number 4. And if the one develops in the Gulf of Mexico like I'm expecting, that should take on the name Chris. This should become Debbie. Alright, let's take a look at some information on this system now. Here is a look at the, we're going to take a look at the computer model runs here. Moves toward the Leeward Islands again and into the Caribbean Sea. Now this one here look like it's going to take a northern path. Now this one we may have to watch later on down the road. This one may move into the Gulf of Mexico. The other one is expected to move into Mexico, Gulf of Mexico as well, but it should be a little bit toward Texas. Now this one here may take a run toward the panhandle of Florida, maybe later on down the road, or the Big Bend area of Florida. So we'll have to continue to monitor that as we get closer to the end of the forecast period. Alright, let's move on into the intensity guidance of this system. Alright, you can see we got 20 knot winds equal to about 25 miles per hour. This is a tropical wave. Most of the model takes into a tropical storm. Few takes into a category 1. One outlier wants to take it into a category 4. We're not going to buy that one, not yet. And also this here about 2 yet. Right now we're just going to go with a tropical storm. We'll continue to get more data come in as available as it continues to roll in. Alrighty. Well, I hope everybody, make sure you subscribe if you have not. Like these videos, share these videos, and we'll catch you back in the next video. So have a wonderful, wonderful Sunday evening, folks. Take care.